So, at the yes, at the end of the previous session, following a hard one, well, easily won actually, 2-on-2 victory against the local champions, Truna and Talakt, Angus proposed a new spectacle, Liska facing off against a summoned stone drake. Meanwhile, Xiaoyun found Dejar still reeling from her near-death experience. The two shared a rather candid conversation about purpose, trust, and the weight of the past, agreeing to continue their talk over tea. But their discussions soon turned in. Their discussion turned to the dangerous potential of essence transmutation, but was cut short by the thunderous roar of the drake Angus had just conjured. Back in the arena pit, Liska battled the stone drake in a very dramatic, crowd-thrilling contest. She deftly deflected deadly breath attacks to protect the audience, and after a long exchange brought the construct crashing down with a final decisive blow. Cheers erupted. A courier arrived bearing a hefty retainer and a message from Lady Varesh, outlining the upcoming Ring of Claws, a brutal tournament of shifting arenas, lethal tribulations, the strange trial master, elite rival teams like the Bloody Dawn, and some sort of rule about death, which was, I believe, clarified a bit later. But regardless, after digesting this information, you all made your way to Banzala's temple to report. There, after a conversation with Tlali, you presented your findings. The nightmare blooms, the damning missives discovered at the corrupted barrow, once home to a druidic circle of Takanda, summoned into Banzala's presence. The god manifested to accept the spoils and knowledge you offered in fulfillment of your pact. In return, he granted you the crystal tablet, a cryptic artifact, and assured you that the soul of Mortathax, the black dragoness slain in the depths of Morthholm, would be broken, made to speak the truth on the Eve of Souls. That night, the soul of your fallen, this fallen figure, Bronn, would be turned over to you, Angus. However, a complication remained. Though your pact with Banzala was fulfilled, the second task, necessary to fully claim Mortathax's soul, had not yet been given, and there was no time frame for it to be given in the first place. Banzala made it clear he owes you nothing further. Now it is you who seek something from him, and when the time comes, when the cards align and he sees need for you again, he'll come whispering, offering that task, if you still want what he holds. Vellum, with the party's backing, agreed to undertake this eventual second task whenever it may come. As for the impending Ring of Claws, you bargained for time. Banzala offered an enchanted skull ornament capable of transporting you closer to Tectarhos. At some sort of crossroads, what he said it was a few hundred leagues closer, but warned that delaying too long could cost you precious time, missing out in the tournament entirely, potentially. Then came Dejar's bold offer. She presented the corrupted Tome of Nightmares, hoping to exchange it for a Tome of Understanding for Angus. Banzala sensed a sinister force within the book, an entity that fed upon Nazara's grief, nursing it to grow, and he also seemed to hint that he knows a bit more about her than he ever let on in the first place. Etheria objected, wary of the danger, but a compromise was struck. Banzala would tear the entity free for interrogation, while you would keep the now cleansed tome. The process was harrowing. As Banzala revealed the malevolent being within, its influence lashed out. It promised power, it promised to nurture potential within. It claimed it only answered to her desire to save her child. It claimed to only show her the path, that we only watched her walk it. Dajar drove a dagger through her own hand in order to resist. Liska barked commands to force her to dispel its grasp. Angus warded himself with divine magic, and Vellum, thinking fast, snapped Grunket out of the entity's hold with a fiery blast of spicy pepper, igniting a surge of primordial rage. With the entity subdued and extracted, Banzala kept it for study and honoured your request, presenting this tome of understanding. And now you stand before the imposing god of death. Here in Tanzia, steeped in silence and power, the weight of choices heavy in the air. So, what do you wish to do or say next?
Sorry, I was cleaning up my headphones. So, this shrine, the crossroads, whereabouts on, so like, at this point, like, I think we're looking at getting out of the map.
Okay, so asking
Whereabouts on here would it be?
with a simple twitch of his finger, he gestures, and you watch this faint shadowed X form on the map. It is the crossroads just outside the Crucible Mountains, the one closest to Tactahos.
Okay, so the top one in that screenshot I posted.
Correct.
Sweet. Still no calls to Dawdle, but much further than I thought we'd get. Right, well, I got nothing else to ask. Anyone else?
The girl is not saying anything, just nursing her hand at the moment.
Banzala's the blue fire in Banzala's empty sockets flicker from one side of you to the other, across each and every one of you. And if there's nothing else to say, he spreads his arms wide.
The bargains be struck, the mojo returned, the wheel turns on. I'll keep my end from the Eva souls. Multitax will kneel, Bran will cross back, and that thing you brought me.
His eyes flicker down towards you, Dajar.
I be having words with it. Deep ones.
The vortex behind you pulses once more, that final thrum like a low note of a massive drum echoing across the veil.
You got my gratitude. Strange though that may sound coming from death. We don't give it lightly. Or often. But don't get too cozy. Let's scratch the surface on deeper things here. Things with roots in soil older than bones.
Gestures to that small reliquary you saw him siphon that dark presence into. He considers you not with menace, but with the weight of a god who sees through flesh, through masks, and through futures.
Go now. Rest. Mend. Remember, when the time comes, I'll be knocking. And you'll know it's me. 'Cause the dead don't knock twice.
And with that, the soul light dims just slightly more. Those spectral arms and the rest of his body dissolve like breath on glass. The throne quiets. As Talali slumps forward, slowly catching herself against the throne's frame. Her own again. Trembling and bone weary. A hush follows, and then the golden doors behind you creak open, letting the faint whisper of a breeze from the necropolis above.
Right, let's go then.
No objections from me. I will.
I was very tempted just to throw myself in the vortex for funsies, but I think that might break something.
You are
Look, it's a big swirly
wild.
thing, and I'm walking past it. It'd be funny.
Bye. I'm going to the other side, guys.
Oh, no, I'm gonna go get some milk.
And that's the last you ever
This
saw.
guy.
All right, one by one, you make your way out of the Temple of Vanzala and back into the main thoroughfare of the necropolis. So, with that meeting concluded, what would you like to do?
First off, you guys gonna into Etheria and gently hold out the cleansed book. Here, whenever Gonzalo's done studying whatever that entity is, I think that will go back to the book. I think. So you should have this. I have no need of it.
As she holds it out, you see this book now, where once was these roiling, shadowed, reddened vines kind of caressing over it and holding it tight in its grip, are now just dry, empty, withered roots. The book itself is this now drained and cracked husk of its former self. Posted in the chat there.
Oh, yes, the Book of Butthole.
Where once was this slowly undulating, swirling vortex of deep, dark purple energy is now just a hollow, vacant void.
Is this the book that Banana Man had and drained?
Yeah,
This
but
this was the Tome of Nightmares.
yeah. But since once he's done studying, it will be put back. So he's gonna give the book back. Give the book to Etheria, so he can have it.
Okay. I thought he kept the book, not just the essence. That was
No,
my
he-
misunderstanding.
Yeah, he let the book fall and just kept the essence till he's done studying it.
Yep.
I will carefully crack it open a little bit and not necessarily read it, but just see is like anything even left inside of it that wipes the pages. Is it all like illegible now?
You can see faint. It's almost like any ink within it has faded over time. You can see the remnants of the faded ink, but there is likely no more potency left within it. Whatever he dragged out of that book, that was the power source, the source of the dark magic within this book. With the source of that magic no longer there to give it its presence, the book now remains inert. You may be able to study what remains of the pages, but any magic within is no longer there.
Okay. There's no magic in the book, but does it still have, like, esoteric knowledges and things?
It does. It'll take some time to study it.
Okay. That's good to know, so that way there's still something worth safeguarding.
Alright. So...
And he's just going to mention later on, before I need to tell this to everyone, but before I leave, I have other business. You still want to talk to that shopkeep that wants the nightmare heart?
This is directed at Etheria?
Yes.
I'm curious to see why somebody would want one of those.
Okay, then after I talk with everyone, then we can possibly take care of that.
Did they tell
Sorry.
you what for?
The study of this savage fin is what I remember him talking about.
Alright. And on a surface level of what my character would know, understand, Jenner, does any of that shit check out, or is that setting off red flags?
I will say... Go ahead and make me either a nature or an arcana check. Given this is your area of specialty, I'll give you advantage on this.
Character out. So open up my sheet. Give me a second.
$19. It seems to line up with the scant rumours that you have heard about some extraplanar nature of the nightmare. There seems to, from what you remember, there is some connection between the nightmare and the savage fen, the exact nature of which you are unsure.
Okay.
So it does line up with what you've heard.
So it could be. Yeah, but we didn't get any nightmare hearts, so.
No, the yard would just be holding up one, not like in complete view, but like just open up her bag of holding and just slightly tilt it to show Etheria.
You see this. Let me get an image of it. You see this black, sickly sort of. It almost looks as though it's an oil spill given the shape of a heart, run red with these bright red glowing veins.
why do you have that?
I picked it up when I was gathering Nasara's things.
You, for clarity, this was in her chest.
Oh, so it's her heart.
Y'all just saw that and it was like, that's strange. Why is that amongst her things? Oh well, I'll ask later.
Didn't think that for a second a person had a heart.
So wait, you took this from Nazara's ashen heart
Yeah.
or ashy body?
Yeah.
That Helen smoked the shit out of?
The rest of her body seemed to disintegrate, but this heart was one of those things that remained. You could see where the arteries would connect is this burnt, sort of cinder-like. How do you describe it?
Cauterized?
Cauterized. That's the word. So this sort of cauterized severing around the arteries.
It's not good. Okay. I'm trying to think here. That probably is really fucking bad and can be used for some really gnarly shit. Like creating or spreading more corruption. If I had to take a guess. Does that sound about right, Jenner?
Well, I mean, you've seen it yourself. Anything to do with the nightmare seems to thrive on some sort of corruption.
Yeah. He's just gonna kind of look at that. Just, you probably don't want to have that.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this to you along with that book because right now I'm kind of getting sick of this shit. To be real.
And she's gonna accept the nightmare heart in her bag of holding and this now useless book. All right.
Yeah,
I'll figure out how to take care of these.
Yeah, sorry if I sounded a little snippy earlier during the meeting. I was made a deal. Thought this was just, an average tome, an average grimoire. Nothing attached to it, to be honest. Seemed valuable, so I thought I could get my friend this tome of understanding in exchange. Now I know.
He's gonna kind of look around, and I imagine they're not in the central chamber anymore.
No, you
this is-
are outside of the temple now on the center thoroughfare of the temple district.
He's a little bit further away from the center, just somewhere where they can talk privately.
What gave you the impression that the loving god of trickery might hide something from you? She's gonna kind of like lean forward and tilt her head a little bit,
Considering that
sort of
everyone
indicate she's joking.
else- in a joking manner, everyone has secrets. President Company included, myself. So,
And secrets are one thing, but it's hiding important details about a trade. You want to be careful. That's how you end up giving away very important or powerful things or terribly corrupt items to people who really shouldn't have them. Because they can say they have the best intentions, but that doesn't mean they do.
Considering knowing the Living God's history, even though he's a god of trickery, he understands corruption. I can say that much. A little bit too personally. I'm not going to mention his name, but it's due to a certain person. He understands that type of corruption and how far and how damaging it can reach. So I can.
She's just kind of.
I can trust him.
She's just gonna. Go ahead.
No, that was it. Just. That was it, Deb. She just said I can trust him.
Okay. Well, sometimes you can trust people, and it doesn't always work out in the long run. I'm glad you can trust him.
I mean, I have to trust his his brother and their avatar knowledge. They're kind of my boss, so I have to trust them.
Oh, your boss is exactly the person you shouldn't trust. Why would you trust somebody that has authority over you and make you do what they want? You'd always remain curious, skeptical. Authority, by its very nature, will twist and corrupt and almost always invite abuse. Maybe not in every chance, but those are the people that you have to keep under check.
And also, if there's checks and balances, where is there going to be any kinship? Sometimes there has to be just a little bit of trust. Just a little. Not too much. Not naive trust. Just a little.
Yeah. Who would just blindly trust someone they only recently met? Like giving away a super powerful, incredibly dangerous, potentially sentient artifact on corruption itself. And that she's going to reach over and she's going to elbow you, probably near the arm. She can't reach up to your shoulders. And just start walking. The elbow is a playful one, if that's not obvious.
I got it. She's just gonna be chuckling behind. Another day, another life. And she falls behind to catch up with the party.
All right. Shall we move over to someone else? Ducky and Vellum and Xiaoyun. Are you two doing anything right now?
Vellum was gonna head back to the tower to look after Vadmir and maybe work on a couple of things.
Okay.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to go poke him for anything or talk to him or anything like that, you know, that's where he'll be.
All right. Let's see. Angus, what are you doing?
Well, seeing as now, Zerth is busy, and he's kind of without that sort of afterwards plan, he's probably gonna think a little bit about that skull that we got, that warp thing. Was it said how it worked?
Oh, right. I haven't made an exact item for it, but it effectively functions the same way as the the teleportation feature from your packed talismans previously, but links to one location. It is one use.
Gotcha.
Oh, you're not. Oh, that's the reason why you concluded. I almost thought that was Etheria.
Yep, no.
Let me try this again. Tell me when you're Etheria, so I can.
There you go. Okay, so it's going to function essentially the same.
Mm-hmm.
Which means we are essentially at least 2 days delayed. Because we have to use it with the cart here and get back to the Steamhammer.
Indeed.
So, on that note,
He's clearly
talking about-
thinking.
sorry, go ahead.
Here, Vellum, you can see Angus is. I'll say he's asked to see the skull from Liska, and he's got his thinking face on. He's scratching his beard and eyebrows quirked. You can see the forehead wrinkles. And he is in thought on this.
Biggest fuck.
Alright, what's on your mind, Angus?
Oh, well, it seems like this is going to work real similar to how it did with our little trinket barbers that you used. That said, though, slight problem.
We need to get back to the
If-
Steamhammer.
Aye. Which is gonna put a little bit of a day's worth of delay, assuming that you can use this thing more than once, which I figured you would. I don't see why he wouldn't. But,
Might be one done, I think, because you gotta crush it to use it, I think he said.
oh. Well, so we're not using this to get back to the Steamhammer then. So that leaves me a very important question, lad.
How?
The nine hells do we deal with your cart?
Well, the only thought I got at the moment is making like a really big fuck off raft, but there's no way of getting that back safe without bumping into anything. There are those big fuck off dinosaurs outside though. The ones they use for trading. Maybe they'll be helpful.
But the problem is big fuck off dinosaurs in a big old swamp. You know?
I mean, they get around somehow. They wouldn't be much good for trade if they couldn't get where they were going, so they probably know their way around the swamp or can get through it a lot easier.
So, what are you thinking, lad? How do we get back to where we need to be?
He sort of rubs like the back of his head, thinking.
Off the top of my head, only thing I can think of is big raft, dinosaur, and maybe just getting it moved that way. I don't remember how big they are though, so might be worth looking at before we go planning anything. Maybe we can talk to one of the people here and see about borrowing one.
Now, it's been a few weeks, so I might not fully recall, but I thought part of the reason why we did the boats and left the cart was the cart was too big to fit between those trees in the swamp we had to ride by, or am I misremembering that?
I think as it was, God, it was a while ago. Like, maybe it was the weight of it, size of it. Mainly because we didn't know where we were going fully.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And if there's I'm thinking them beasts because if there's trade routes, they're gonna be well traveled. They're gonna be clearer and safer, probably. So, well, maybe they just got a good way of getting through the swamp. Maybe they're just built for the swamp.
It's a possibility, lad. It's a possibility.
I think we should look into
Right.
it, find out what they're about, how they go about what they're doing, and then go from there.
Let's see if there's maybe some type of merchant group or some big stall that might have some wisdom that we could get. I know we could always just check the floating bazaar, but still, it's figuring out, you know, who's the biggest vendor here? Get their shit. Oh, we should ask the smith.
Yeah, I'm sure they got some sort of caravanserai or something.
Have to have something big and bulky to handle all that metals. You might have a tip on how to get the cart back. Or know someone with a beastie that we could use.
Definitely worth asking. And it sounds like you might have more friendliness with him than I might.
He kind of shrugs. Maybe. Maybe. That tends to be what happens when you feed people, though, lad.
I know that better than anyone.
Right, well. Do you want to go take care of that, or... And he kind of turns and he faces the direction where you can probably see the tower in the distance. Do you want to go see how Mikey's faring protecting your lass?
I at least want to go check on her. I've been away from her for a bit.
It hasn't been that. You know, alright, lad. Of course.
Out of character, I imagine it was stuff with Liska, then the fight, and then we went to go talk to Banzala, which is like clear across town, and had that whole meeting.
It's been a few hours.
Oh yeah, definitely. You can see Melton's a little bit antsy.
I'll
It's
go
alright,
check on
lad,
her,
it's alright.
and then I'll meet up with you later or something. See what we can learn. Put our heads together.
Alright, you're going back to the tower. Where's Gronka? She's gonna kind of look around.
Where is Gonka?
Vellum looks right next to him. That's usually where he is.
Yeah, pretty much, he's just been kind of walking with the rest of the group.
If Vellum
you
looks to
have
one
any
side, he's
plans,
not
lad?
there. Gronka's on the other side.
Ah, yep, that'll do it. Do you have any plans, lad?
No. Might do some fishing.
Hey, alright. You're the tower, you're fishing. And, Miss Saoyun, what are you going to be doing?
Angus can see she's about to say something and then catches herself before it comes out, and then she just sort of muses for a moment. Probably gonna go look through the bazaar for a bit of tea. Other than
Alright.
that, probably gonna try and talk to the jar a bit.
Since you just got back, does anyone want to swing by the whole bazaar, see if they have to resupply on anything? Take the time? You don't mind me assuming, roll a quartermaster here. We definitely probably could use a resupply of at least traveling rations for you. If I'm not there to cook you for you, you know. Don't want you to starve.
Can't think of anything I need, but I might swing around late at some point.
Potions, scrolls, fine rubies or diamond dusts, powerful components, anything that you might have used while you're out and now need to replenish? Reagents for brewing potions? And he has a very non-subtle glance over to Dejar. Perhaps some light wood that you'd used for transmutations? As he glances back over to Dejar. You know, things.
Stuff.
You're just gives him almost a deadpan look, and then just there's a light bulb in her head, like right, just gives a nod, right.
This is my friendly reminder above board. Don't forget to resupply with the vendors. After the big adventure, and also this is a chance to have any roleplay scenes in the markets anybody wants to do, make some money, since I don't think we got paid for this job, at least not in coinage.
We got paid in plot.
Yeah, we got paid in plot, we got the crystal tablet, but we spent money on potions and resources. This might be our chance to maybe sell some loot in the market, earn that money back, replenish stuff. Don't forget to do that before we set out, because we're not going to be in hub for now.
Don't forget, we got that fucking, all that stuff in the wagon that is going to be just sell fodder.
We'll say we'll do this after the session, just so that
yeah, we don't have to buy now, but does anybody have a bazaar roleplay scene? Since Sal mentioned that.
Don't want to turn this into a shopping episode.
No, that's fine. I only mentioned it because I've forgotten. I was reminding.
There is a scene that Dejar wants to do to talk to with Etheria about that scroll seller that wants that heart or whatever. So he can probably interrogate him about it.
Okay.
But before Dejar would leave though, hey Angus, do you have a moment that I can give you something?
And he then gives you that exact same side glance when he was talking about transmutation materials. You have my attention.
I'll meet you over at the tower before I head to the market.
He kind of shifts his posture. Are you alright, lass? You seem a wee bit down.
He has this look like he wants to say something right now. At the tower, he just says, and gives him just a knowing nod and heads in that direction to the tower.
Oh.
All right.
His posture changed and he's visibly worried.
So did you meet her out over at the tower then?
So, yeah, a lot of people are. I was planning on swinging by the merchant's place, but I guess I might have to do that after this is important.
All right.
We got a decent amount of time the rest of the day.
So, gradually you do meet up with Dejar by the tower. What does Dejar have to say to Angus here?
Dejar is visibly distraught right now with considering what she has to do. She's put the Tome of Understanding on the anvil as she's waiting for Angus.
He reaches and he gets a metal pitcher. It's his pitcher of endless coffee out of some of the coals at the furnace at the bottom of the tower and pours it into this dark wood cup and hands you a cup of fresh coffee.
He's holding the cup.
You seem off, lass.
I'm gonna have to go talk to my boss. You know, the one with the, at least one of the bosses. It has the golden mask. He helped with the Ektehi key, if you remember.
Oh, I believe I do. He's he kind of makes an expression with his face that's comical and close to the expression of the mask.
Yes.
I look kind of like this.
Yeah, that's the one. The one that's currently a little bit upset with me, but I need to. He may be a little bit upset about another situation, and may ease up off of me as he takes off her bag of holding and just right beside the angel lifts up the necklace that's in it, the heart of Tuchok.
There we go.
And shows Angus the necklace of heart of Tuchok to him. This here should not be out and about. This should be in one of the vaults.
Oh.
Pretty much considered a national artifact.
Oh, this is if
And-
somebody had the king's scepter or something outside of the big important place, and it's just
Yeah.
found in the fucking wilds.
Yeah, I would imagine, given dwarven culture, if someone has stolen something very valuable to a clan or to a nation even, they would be rightfully upset and try to find the offender. If I'm not mistaken.
He's gonna look himself up and down. You read Dwarven, right?
Yes, dwarven, yes.
So you've seen all the grudge names on my shield. You could
Yes,
not be
yes.
more right, lass.
Well, there still might be looters in these vaults, hiding amongst the staff of the Shaman's Mantle. I'm not sure. Might have to clean house. I want to tell this to the party, but I don't want to do this right now. I'm too tired. I'm tired of everything.
Yeah, that's not good. Have a little more coffee, lass. Have some dwarven coffee, lass. And he's gonna take his flask of dwarven ale out and he's gonna pour a little bit into your coffee.
She
Ah.
had taken half a sip, but she's still holding it in her hand. I guess I'm tired. I'm really tired of everything that deals with this damn corruption and everything. I know it's my job. I know I want to help people a lot, but I'm tired. I'm so fucking tired.
He's gonna rub his mustache. Is it your job? Or is it your satisfying duty?
What's the
Because
difference?
sometimes, well, you can have a job to shovel shit outside of the stalls of the rams. The rams can't be standing around in their own fucking filth. And for some folks, that's just something you do in the summer to earn extra coin. It's not your calling, it's just a job. And it's just a boss. It's not really a calling to you. If you love what you do, there'll be times of fatigue for sure, and perhaps even annoyance. But it generally won't drain on you so... He's gonna look you up and down with a slight grimace. Devastatingly? Maybe you have too much going on. Or maybe you're focusing on the things that take light away from you rather than bringing it.
But I don't know what brings me light. The person that one person I want to bring me light is not here, and I don't know what that light is. I really don't. Except I want to help people. That is something I feel down the depths of my soul I want to do. But I don't know what to do.
Well, I love hearing the sound of slurping soup and forks and knives and spoons against bowls that people make when they get a good meal. That's one of the things, after a lot of time, I've learned that I love to do. I also want to help people. So I say, what could I do every day and would still bring me joy even on the toughest of challenges? What isn't a chore, but is a passion? Lass, you have a series of chores assigned to you by bosses. You need to look inside yourself, as he points a finger towards your chest, and find what, with no one else but you, what could you do to be happy, at least satisfied? And how could you do that to help others? You have to decide for yourself who you are, who you want to be. And that's not always deciding as much, sometimes it is discovering. And who you are today may be a different person than who you were 3, 5, 20 years ago. And that's okay. If you aren't liking what you're doing, and if it makes you feel so tired like you're going to an early grave, maybe that is not the missing piece of your puzzle. Does any of that make sense, lass?
It makes sense. So the one thing I do like is bring smiles to someone's face. I mean, I did that when I brought several girls home after they were kidnapped and they saw their families again. Some of them didn't make it, but the ones that did, they had a smile. They had life again. And I was happy, I think.
Well, maybe you look at similar type of things. Not just, oh, I save people from being kidnapped, but what can I do to make people happy and smile? What can I do to help people? What are my skill sets that I have that can achieve it? And then perhaps you might narrow it down and say, what are the actions and things I could do pretty much every day that wouldn't drive me mad and instead perhaps even bring me a wee bit of satisfaction? Because no matter what you do, it's always going to be work. It's always going to take effort, and there's always going to be rough days that annoy you. But what is the thing you could do that you're passionate enough about to make people happy? Because that's the ends, that's not the means. What's the means to make people happy that you could do? I can't tell you that. But he kind of scratches his chin. You seemed pretty happy being a tutor for the young lass. Maybe you could take up scribing books of our adventures, perhaps recording new knowledge as we fight monsters. Chronologically, how do you say it in trade tongue?
You mean a chronicler?
Yeah, there you go. You could record not just our adventures, but our discoveries. You could record ancient histories we unearth. I mean, we go into damned enough tombs. You've had access to knowledge and secrets others haven't in, well, thousands of years. Look at the Dragon Rider tombs. And you're one of the few people that's arcanely, well, I would say gifted, but it's not a gift. I know it takes a lot of work. Arcanely capable to actually understand it and see a bigger picture. So, keep it simple. Find the things you love and focus on helping people. Too many layers, too much frosting on a cake, and you can't taste the cake itself, lass. And he's just gonna, like, place a hand softly on your arm as he's sitting down. Do you know what flavor your cake is?
I don't. I really don't.
Then it's a wonderful surprise. You get to discover it. And if you don't like the flavor, well, now's your chance to change it.
Okay. He just gives him a hug.
Oh. And he'll hug back.
Oh, as the parting of the hug, that tome, you should have it.
I'm
One.
sorry, lass. My mind's elsewhere. Could you remind me what you mean by the tome?
He picks up the tome off the anvil. This tome of understanding that I got from Zala. I didn't get it for me. And she presents it to Angus. This for you.
Oh. Oh. Well, that's nice. It's a lovely little book. And he'll grab the tome and he'll kind of look over it a little bit to actually see what this is.
Yeah.
As you look over this book, it is a large, immaculate tome. The front leather and back cover, this sort of glistening cream white with this gold trim around it. You can see the corner protectors are this finely carved, almost divinely shimmering golden hues. And as you flick through the pages, it's a tome of understanding. Here we go. It contains pages upon pages of various excerpts from literature, intuition and insight exercises. And you can sense these words here are charged with magic, flicking through each silvered page. And I believe you know what it does, Dejar.
Yes. He's just going to summarize it real quick. If you study this over the course of 48 hours within a week, your understanding will deepen far beyond what mortals normally would be able to do. And it's permanent for the individual who studies it. And the magic will not be able to be used after he looks up to the sky for a bit, a century, if I recall. A very, very rare item. The very few have the privilege of reading. One of many. You accept this.
Oh. Absolutely. This is... As he's sort of seriously just examining this book.
Throughout each page, there are excerpts on public speaking. There are excerpts on the deeper understandings of the nature of the cosmos itself. There are pages dedicated to how would I put it? How to properly read people, how to properly gauge various insights into people's nope, train of thought's gone. God damn it. Basically, if you were to read this over a period of 6 days or fewer, studying the book's contents and practicing its guidelines, your wisdom score becomes your wisdom score increases by 2, as does your maximum for that score. Manual then loses its magic, but regains it in a century.
Yes. Tried to flavor it for character's sake, but yes.
This is a very powerful tome that you hold, Angus.
Yes, it is. Good lord. And regains it in a century. Good lord. This is quite the gift, Dejar. He's kind of looking up from it. But why?
She's looking at you, but she's not looking at you for a moment. Like her eyes are trying to remember somebody. And with a kind of shaking voice, you helped me. And gave me a gift you'd never repay. So,
he's he seems like he's trying to think and shit, what did I do kind of face.
but
I don't Surely nothing I've done has deserved a gift as great as this. And anything I've done to help you, you'd never have to repay. It's not a debt, it's just friendship.
That's the thing. You know how many times I felt alone, misunderstood, or just cast aside? I'm slowly realizing that I'm having friends. I don't want to lose that.
Oh, he's gonna reach out and hug her again. Oh, you aren't, lass, and you won't. And you're not having friends, you've had friends. Alright?
Okay.
Here. Have this. He's going to reach out, and there's one of his little milk chocolate bars, but it seems unusually thick. I've made something new while you were away, and I thought you might be one of the best people to try it.
He takes it and eats it.
And it's one of his creamy milk chocolates, but inside he has one of his little Bracken Bisque X cookies, and there's the subtle but definite taste of caramelized sugar. You look hungry, lass. You don't seem yourself when you're hungry. Have one of these.
Her face melts, like as if she just laid in a pillow of a very extravagant pillow, and she's so happy that at least the smile on her face, that was, you've seen her smile, but it wasn't like it felt forced. This one seems more natural, something coming from the depths of her soul.
You will always have a friend. You will always have a warm meal. You'll always have a cold drink. And you'll always have an open door and ready ear. You don't have to hold things in. And if you don't know where you're going, well, I'll tell you a little secret. A lot of us don't know where we're going on our journeys too. You're not alone in the way you feel about being unsure. But that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. You're at the precipice of an adventure. The biggest adventure you'll ever have, and that's getting to rediscover who you are. And once you discover what you want to do, who you are, who you've become, you will have an entirely new and wonderful life in front of you. And all the people that you will meet once again will have that same first spark of seeing you and seeing how much you've grown. So, for the sake of those that love you, and for the sake of loving yourself, give yourself the time and the support to grow, even if that means growing outside of the boxes and boundaries that your previous jobs or bosses or even experiences have put you in. You won't have to go about that journey alone.
You know, whatever life I thought life was gonna take me, I'm glad it went the way it did. Hell, I'll do it all over again. Just make sure I keep friends like you around.
Lass, I think you should just relax the rest of the day. You don't have to go off and do a bunch of things. You've worked hard, and you've earned a little bit of leisure with some company.
Does it seem like I'm too hard on myself?
Yes. You're very hard on yourself, lass. For somebody with, well, about 90% spine, as he looks you up and down your tail, you probably have the biggest stick up your own ass I've ever seen. And it's okay to sort of relax a little bit. The world won't end just because you give yourself some time to take care of yourself or have a girls' night out.
Okay, okay. I'll leave work for another time. And have fun, at least. Thank you.
Thank you, lass. This was quite the gift. This was quite the chat. Seems like you've had quite the adventure. Let's rest up for our next one.
Considering where we're going, it's gonna be one hell of a one. It's gonna be one thick book. If I ever get a chance to write in it.
Alright. I'm going to give you both the inspiration for that scene as beautiful.
Honestly,
Hooray!
that was a spur of the moment. I
Yeah.
really pulled that one out of my ass.
You're getting better at improv.
Well, you got a lot of ass to pull out of, so.
Fair enough.
What the
Fair
fuck?
enough.
Alright.
Oh,
I was about to say something, but you have a lot of ass to pull out of through that thought completely out of my fucking brain.
Yeah.
yep.
Deal with it.
So,
Sounds very-
Here you go.
do we want to jump to another scene, or does anyone have anything planned?
And then Bellum enters the tower to check on Vadima.
Indeed. So,
Unless we want
Yeah.
to jump to like fishing adventure.
be good.
I'm indifferent. I mean, I can do a little scene with Vladimir, but I was just more setting up the premise that that is where Vellum is for the foreseeable future for a bit.
So, I will say, looking over Vladimir, kind of seems that you tucked her away in one of the four beds here, away from the arrow slits in the windows, in a more sort of protected area. She
Nice
is
and quiet.
She is as you left her, still quiet, still breathing, still unconscious. It's not difficult to keep the mind wondering when this might end. When the next sign is that you might need to assist her dream walking, assist her recollections. What path is she going through right now? What path will she go through? All these thoughts swirling in the head.
All Vellum can, all he feels he can do is
all the little things, the tangible things that he can manage for this moment, if only to quell the sensation of helplessness that is creeping in his mind right now. So little things like fluffing the pillow, making sure she's gotten some shift in position so she doesn't get any bed sores or anything. Make sure she's as comfortable and settled as can be, and maybe like once in a while giving her a little bit of water.
Alright.
And then he'll settle in, get comfortable, and maybe work on a little bit of quiet drool work. Until such a time as he wants to go out again, or if somebody comes to speak to him. Which won't be for a bit. So have at it, other people.
Alright.
Go nuts.
Grunka, what are you doing?
Well, fishing, I assume.
Sure. Alright, so trying to find a suitable location to fish. There are plenty of canals around to fish in. There are also quite a few sort of small caves dug out to the sides of the sides of the caves here in the necropolis, in the fringe areas of the city. Where would you like to go?
Well, he had luck in the last cave he went in, where he also found a scorpion to eat.
Sure. You want to try that?
Yeah, sure. Just gonna go to that cave lake. Let's see here. How does this work again? I roll a d6. How many hours do I get to fish?
Honestly, 4 is probably like the rest of the day, if that's what you want. It doesn't seem like anyone's about to move out just yet. So realistically, you have the rest of the day. At least until someone comes and gets you.
Let's see here. Let's go for 6 hours for now.
Sure. Fishing well into the night.
Yeah. Yeah, then again, so if anyone want to talk to him, just fucking contact him via the earring.
Yep, fair enough.
Let's see, so what's the best way to do this? Should I just roll 6 d6s?
Yeah, go.
Or should I do one at a time?
Just roll me 66s.
Yep.
Alright, so a 2, a 3, a 1.
1-6.
A 1-6.
Right. And then I gotta double check because it's been a while.
I gotta get this automated for you.
Yeah. Where's the table of the fish? It's not here anymore.
Oh, what's the item called?
Hook of Fisher's Delight.
Hook of
Because
Fisher's Delight. Okay.
Yeah, because normally there's a table underneath that
On
shows
see, on a D6,
what's
a floppy 6-inch magical fish appears on the end of the hook. The colour and properties of the fish are determined by their rolling on the Hook of Fisher's Delight table. Okay, so you got a 6. Yeah, go ahead and roll me a D20.
Yeah, there's one where the table is.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened. I'll have to re-add it.
A 3.
A 3.
The top is the first stuff, I think.
Gotcha. Fish colour green with copper bands. It provides a day's worth of nourishment to one creature that eats it. The fish loses this property and rots if it's not eaten within 24 hours of being caught. So, as you spend the next few hours within a small narrow cave off to the side of the temple district, one that looks like it's been explored at least much. You can see having to climb up a few stalagmites and stalactite formations to get to this escape. It is rather high up. You can see it's where one of these large waterfalls is filtering down into the canals below. And in there you find what appears to be a small pool of sorts. You can see where swamp moss has kind of filtered down from the swamp above. There is definitely the scent of swamp decay here. A number of the walls are also sort of covered in little bits of rotting algae and leftovers filtered down from above. But you spend the next few hours here fishing until you eventually find a snag in the rope, and you reel it in. You pluck up, kind of breaking the surface of the pool. The pool is this very strange primordial-looking grouper, which is strange. The copper bands almost seem bioluminescent in comparison. You see there is this long sort of lure draping from the front of its head, but it seems heavier than it should until you reel it in further and you notice a large black crab it seems to be riding its tail. Its large claw sort of clamped on the end of it.
Crab. I beat the shit out of the crab.
You crack the just roll me an attack.
Man, how big is this crab, by the way?
It's a good like 12 inches across.
What's that in normal measurements?
I don't know. 12.
I want to say about 26 centimeters.
Yeah, it's about 30 centimeters.
It's
There you
pretty
go.
big. It's
Yeah.
a very big crab.
Pretty big black crab. Shiny carapace. Its legs sort of twitching, and it looks like it's trying to scuttle away with the fish as you pull it across the ground towards you.
Alright, I'm gonna beat it with my hands.
All right.
Let's see.
Unarmed attack.
Yeah, it's just a D20 plus like my
Your strength, yeah.
proficiency.
Plus strength plus proficiency, I believe.
Right. 1d20 plus 4 plus. Let's see, where do you see proficiency again? Plus 4. Okay. So it's strength and proficiency.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think I hit.
Yeah, but with a 24, you hit. You crack this the carapace of this black crab, and it squashes on the ground.
All right.
You reel the fish back in, and I mean, you want to take the crab meat as well?
I mean, yeah.
All right.
Of course, this kills the crab.
This does indeed kill the crab. You
Right, so I guess
Beg-
Grook is gonna fling the fish over his shoulder and is gonna carry the slightly cracked crab. in his
it's
other
more
hand.
it's more like collecting pieces of crab as it's splattered all over the gravel here. And
He's gonna take the biggest bits.
okay, you take the large claws, the bits of other shell, until you notice, as you're plucking one of these claws from the gravel, another claw snaps onto it, and unearthing itself from the gravel is another one of these crabs. And then you see another one emerging nearby. A third one, a fourth one, a fifth one.
Oh no.
As
Swarm of crabs.
as a swarm of crabs begins emerging around you. Roll initiative.
Oh god.
Um
New
crabs travel in packs.
Oh no.
Oh god, do the crabs have pack
wave.
tactics?
I hope
No,
not.
it is considered a swarm.
Oh boy.
Is a pack or a swarm of crabs called a ragoon?
I think so. He has a ragoon around him.
All right, Gunka, what are you doing?
Hang on, where's that one? Where's that one image? It's this is literally this. I guess Grunka is gonna fucking
Yep.
yeah.
Level 1 adventurer, baby.
Hell yeah. I mean, yeah, he's gonna start. He's gonna start fighting.
All right, go ahead. Roll
Yeah, I
me,
don't
roll
think he's
me,
gonna like.
roll me an attack.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna like bring out his weapon for this. This is like, you know.
Oh, just pure unarmed.
It's more funny. Yeah, he's just gonna.
Okay.
Actually, does he have? Hang on, I gotta check. I don't even know my own shit anymore. It's been so long. I don't think I have a club. It would be funny. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna beat one of them to death, and then I'm gonna use its claw arm and beat the other ones to death.
Okay. Roll me an unarmed attack then. I'll say consider this like an improvised club.
All I'm thinking and all I'm hearing in my head is a crab rave playing while the image of Grunka just punching
Yeah.
stuff and
That hits.
hooking the crabs at the same time.
As you you take the crab arm and you just start just cracking down on each of these crabs as they emerge. Very much. Oh, what's that carnival game?
Fucking
Bonk,
whack-a-mole.
bonk. Whack-a-mole, you got the one.
Whack-a-mole. That's it.
Whack-a-mole. Yeah. Now I guess. Do I roll damage? I assume. I do.
Yeah. Do you roll damage? It's effectively. Let me
Well,
see.
you're doing unarmed, which you
Well,
don't
no.
get
This is
proficiency in.
the club.
Yeah, it's improvised weapon, so I
Yeah, yeah.
assume which I'm not proficient in. So what would that be? What's an improvised weapon?
It's just a D4 for a club.
D4. Okay. Roll 1d4, and I don't add any modifiers, right? Because I'm not proficient. Or do I add my strength?
You do add your strength.
Yeah.
You just don't add like
Proficiency.
proficiency to
Yeah.
the attack.
Yeah.
So a 6. Yep, 6 points of bludgeoning damage to the crab swarm. So
Yeah.
So swarms tend to be resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. So deals only 3 points of bludgeoning damage to the swarm of crabs.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, Rook is
Give
more
me-
having fun than anything.
Give me the imagery of this.
Yeah. We're gonna have to draw this at some point, Jenner. There's a Grunka beating crabs with another crab.
Yeah. Alright, so it's the swarm of man-eating crabs' turn.
Hell yeah. I am no man.
I believe that misses.
Yes.
As you are effectively being swarmed by a group of tiny, well, not tiny, but rather large, sizable black crabs. Here in the middle of the cave, alone, up in one of the caves above the city of the necropolis.
Yeah.
What a sight!
What a
It's one of
sight,
those
yeah.
stories where you tell people and they're like, nah, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like when they're all surrounding me now.
All right, your turn.
Yeah, no, it's funny. Yeah, I guess I just fucking attack again.
All right, go ahead. So it's D20 plus 4.
What the fuck? Go away, Windows. I'm not updating. Not now.
I'm beating crabs.
Yeah, I'm beating crabs. Let's see, and because I'm using an improvised weapon, it's just my strength to the roll. Right? Yeah,
7 misses.
that's a 7. Yeah.
Unfortunately, some of these crabs are far too dexterous for you. They manage to scuttle out of the way before that severed crab arm thunks into the gravel.
Alright. I kind of realized I get 2 attacks, don't I?
I believe so. Yeah.
Because I have.
Yeah, you have multi-attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Based like this.
Grunka could literally cook these crabs if
In fact, you know what? I'll give you a temporary club.
Oh, thank you. So I can roll a bit easier. Yeah, I roll.
Yeah.
3 again.
And I'll take
roll
off.
for
I'll
that.
take off proficiency.
Yeah. Strange club. Yeah, I guess that's ends my turn.
All right, there you go. There's your club. Okay. Here we go. This is again. They're attempting to swarm you, but you're just flinging them off left and right. The small pinching claws are trying to cling to you.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna. Let's see. There's the club. Let's see. How do I do this on the sheet like that? I just do this. Wait, I gotta.
You got a target.
Yeah, I forgot. I gotta target. Oh. There you go. Well. Oh yeah, yes, normal. I didn't crit. I can't use Hero the small now.
All right. With a thunk, you manage to squish one of them.
And then I roll again. I can't use Hero the small because they're smaller than me.
All right. Yep. It is a swarm of tiny creatures.
Yep.
Oh, that hits. Ah, okay. Oh, so with a
Actually, it does hit. It's
it does hit.
Meter beat. Yeah, barely.
As various small crabs begin clinging to you. One of them snaps its claws onto your ear. Another one to your shirt. Another one to your knees and your thighs. Just everywhere that they can start pinching and grabbing, trying to grab chunks off of you. So let's see here. What does clinging claws do?
I think I have
You take 1d6 piercing damage at the start of each of your turn. You can use an action to kill or remove the crabs with fire or a weapon that deals piercing damage, causing 1 damage of the appropriate type to the target.
I see. I'm not gonna do anything yet, because, you know, this is kind of funny. He's not really taking this too serious yet.
I mean,
He does have his trump card when, if something happens.
I was about to say, like,
Explode.
yeah, I was about to
Yeah,
say,
I
like,
I could probably explode and kill all of them, but where's the fun in that?
that you bought bigger things.
Yeah. But I would like to attack recklessly. Yes.
Is that during a rage?
No. But I don't think reckless is a rage thing. You can just use it
Okay.
regardless. I guess I'll double check, but I don't think I need to be raging for reckless attack. Where is it? So many things.
I you make your first attack on your turn, you can decide to attack recklessly. Doing so gives you advantage on melee weapons attack using strength. But attack against you have an advantage until your next turn. It does not mention rage at all.
Alright, perfect. Yeah, 8 hits, so 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Hell yeah. Time for another.
That one
Misses,
that one
even
misses.
with advantage gone. 6 and a 4.
Oof.
Fantastic.
Alright, another one. That also hits.
It does.
More clinging crabs.
All crabs.
More crabs. You can see more and more of these crabs are emerging from the gravel, sensing that there is some disturbance, some sort of something to eat here. You take 2 points of piercing damage. Start of your turn. Continuing to crush these crabs one by one. I can just imagine, just from outside of the cave, just the faint.
Fucking crab balls flying out of the entrance. People are gonna like be downstream and you'll see floating bits of crab.
Yeah.
It's like, huh? What is this?
I'm having the image now of somebody getting hit in the head by a flying crab claw from above, and he's just like, what? What? Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Some asshole's gonna cast True Resurrection on all the crabs and gonna have to fight him again.
Alright.
Back is crab renegades.
With your bullet scale buckler, you manage to deflect one of these crabs, kind of flinging it off yourself, squishing it with the shield. But you're having a hard time getting them all. Oh,
I mean,
there you go.
that's a crit. That's a critical hit. I don't want to use Fury this small.
I mean, it's a swarm.
Yeah.
They all take the damage.
Yep. How does this look? How does this critical hit look?
I assume that they're gonna be like, there's so many crabs that you're kind of piling on each other, and he's just gonna hit a like extra hard on like a pile of crab, and gonna kill the entire pile in one hit.
A massive,
Instead, I guess one at a time.
a massive crack. Crab parts go flying everywhere. Some of them just skitter off the surface of the pond and just fly out of the cave down below. One of them probably smashes on the pavement somewhere, and some poor citizen of the necropolis looks up, just purely bewildered.
Suddenly,
A crab in face.
yeah. Suddenly crab.
All right. You can see that the swarm is gradually starting to diminish. Some of them are retreating back to their burrows. Some just scatterings of black carapace across the gravel. What you doing?
Keep attacking, of course.
Whenever one of these improvised crab claws just smashes all together from all the bludgeoning damage that you've done, you pick up another one that you've managed to rip off another crab and start going to town.
Yeah, imagine there's no like scarcity of dismembered crab parts.
Once more, you deflect it with the shield.
What shield?
In fact, you take one of the crab carapaces, you hold it up like a shield to deflect off another one.
Exactly. It's crab on crab warfare.
Alright, it's your turn again.
To beat the crab, you have to become the crab.
Become the crab, yeah.
Some more hits.
However,
That's a crit.
another swarm comes by as one of them reaches up and snaps onto your lip, tearing this great gouge through it. That's probably going to end up swelling.
I'm fully expecting any of us asking Grunka, what happened to you? And he'll just answer, crab.
Exactly. Alright, that's gonna piss him off. Now he's gonna rage. He's gonna normal rage.
Okay. Oh, hang on. Let me move Rito away.
Yeah, he's not gonna like. He's not gonna explode. He's just gonna normal rage.
Gotcha.
Let's see what the. I have. There's a new sheet to this. Mega rage. Yes. There we go. And then I am going to attack again. Yes.
Oh.
Wait, did I just attack myself? I did.
I
You
think
did try to attack yourself.
I think you did, yeah. But 13 would just barely hit. So just go and roll
Okay.
target crabs and roll until you hit.
Alright.
Try again. There you go. Yep, 10 damage. Halved to 5. Go and roll again. Oh,
Ooh, that's a crit. That's another crit.
18.
Again, Grog is gonna target a extra juicy pile of crabs.
How do you finish off this swarm of crabs?
Oh, he's gonna like really, like as he goes into a rage, he's just kind of like, you start slamming the club. It's like bang, 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 and eventually all the crabs are either gonna flee or just be dead. And then he's gonna stop finally and be like, oh yeah, no, there's no way, nothing left. Okay.
I'm going to give you, let's see, 15 crabs.
Hell yeah. That's a good haul. Let's see, let's see here. Yeah, I'm just gonna drop the, no, actually, he's gonna keep the claw. Why not? Fuck, it's another trophy. That dumbass trophy he can carry around.
Into the bag it goes.
Yeah, into the bag of holding it goes. Oh, it's gonna stink so bad.
Oh yeah.
Let's see here. Do I have just quickly seeing if I have like a stack or anything, or if I should just put it in the bag of holding? Actually, it does have blankets from. I have 3 two-person tents. Okay, I forgot about that.
I mean, if
You have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think all of this is stuff that I found in like the jungle when we were just scavenging, or he was scavenging. So yeah, I guess he's just gonna take one of the blankets. He's gonna make like a makeshift sack, and it's gonna put all the crabs in.
Okay, well, what remains of the crabs? It is
Yeah,
bits and
he's gonna
pieces.
take like whatever bits he can find. It's the mass of 15 crabs, even though
Yeah.
it's probably more than 15 individuals.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's gonna like just put that in like a blanket. He's gonna like bundle it up, and he's gonna toss that over his shoulder, and then the fish over his other shoulder.
Okay. You can
And then it's
feel
kinda
free
like-
to collect the item pile there.
Ah, yes, of course. 15. I'm gonna take all of these. I don't know what the screen suddenly shook, but sure. There you go. Oh, it's because that rage probably ended. Yeah. Right. Okay, so Grunk is gonna go victoriously. You know, I have a shield on me.
Oh, that's a leftover effect.
Oh.
Let me,
He's got a boon.
Crab Slayer.
Yeah. Oh, is that a new token?
Yeah, I made some new art.
Oh wow, amazing. Amazing. Alright, so he's going to then kind of go back to the tower, I assume, where everybody else, where most people are at least.
Alright.
Is Angus at the tower?
Yes.
Yes. Alright. Yeah, he's gonna.
create another fucking.
Create another one.
Fucking ragu stew.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, he's gonna go in through the door, I assume. And he's just gonna see Angus doing whatever Angus is doing. And he's gonna dump the makeshift sack by him.
Just crab parts everywhere.
I found crabs.
Just add. Oh, hello.
Hi, crabs.
Whoa, that's a lot of crabs.
Yeah, there was more, but they ran away.
You look okay. Seem.
Yeah,
What happened?
they were really feisty crabs.
Guys just staring at Grunka.
Yeah, Grunk is like,
I-
let's see, he is less than half health.
Gronka,
Yeah.
But your nose.
did the crabs do all of this to you?
Yeah,
He,
there's a lot of them.
he says with this swollen cut lip, just pinch marks everywhere. He's bruised.
it's
The bit
bruised,
blooded on his
bleeding.
face. Yeah.
Yeah, he's absolutely
If-
covered in like tiny little nicks.
If I had a potion to help you, I would give you one right now, Grunka, but I do not. I need
Oh, it's okay. I'm just gonna put some bandage on this.
just make sure you can breathe.
It's okay. But yeah, you want-
Angus is still just kind of dumbfounded at the size of the sack full of crabs.
yeah, it's like 15, like 20 to 30 centimeter crabs, or 12 inches, or whatever the fuck Jander said. 9 inches?
Oh,
I don't know what
Um,
he said.
Big
Tw-
hole.
12-inch like diameter
Yeah.
size crabs.
Yeah, like 10 to 12 inch crabs, 12, like 15 of them. Although, like, they're not all of them are like complete. There's some like bits, but you know, it makes up around 15.
Yes,
crabs.
they got grunked.
they got smooshed.
Might be one or two that's like whole that just died.
I
Something else.
Gareth is gonna look at the sack,
So-
look back at Grunka, look back, look at Angus, and then look back at the sack. Okay.
How do you want them cooked, lad?
Oh, I don't know. I think I figured that you would be the, you know, you would be the expert.
Yeah, no, okay. I'll do. Do you like spicy?
Yeah,
You look like you need spicy.
yeah.
I'm gonna find the girls. I'll leave you to this, Angus.
Bye bye.
I'll try. No one's gonna believe me with this.
Don't blow up
She
the
just
town.
leaves. I cannot hold you. I can't make that promise. I have research to do.
Okay. I
Alright.
assume, as if Angus is gonna do it right away. Is he gonna cook them now, or is he gonna do whatever he's doing first? But Grunka is then going to leave and go to the cart with Webby.
Okay.
That I assume we brought with us, right?
Yeah.
Inside the temple.
The cart. The cart is there with you. You did teleport the cart along with you.
Yeah, I was gonna say that suddenly I just thought that, like, could we teleport the cart? I hope we did. But yeah, so he's gonna go there with the fish. And he's going to knock, realize, wait, that's stupid, and then open the door.
Alright. You realise, and then creak open the door. And you can see underneath the desk there is this growing nest of white silk that has slowly begun to expand over the last few hours.
Here you are. Just gonna like take out the fish and is gonna offer it to Webby.
Webby scuttles down the side of the wall, and you can now see that silken nest is starting to sort of expand up the side of the wall as well. You gather, given enough time, this corner of the wagon might just become this swarm of spider silk and possibly eggs. Yeah.
I kind of figured the whole cart were gonna get infested,
Yeah.
but it's not my cart, so I don't care.
It's not my problem.
Yeah.
Webby crawls down the side of the wall, slowly approaches, and then starts reeling her web around the fish, coiling it in and trapping it like she would say a fly or a different small insect. Saving it for later.
Anything.
You gather.
Anything really.
Yeah. Small humanoids.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. We're just gonna like peek to the eggs and see that they're doing okay.
So you kind of peek into that small holding cage rather that you renovated. You can see a number of the eggs have vanished, and as you look around, you can see she's propped them up within the webbing in secure small bundles.
You're gonna spread them out a bit.
Looks like she's part way through the process of doing this.
Yeah, she's a not all eggs in one basket kind of gal.
Mm-hmm.
I respect it. All right. Yeah. Lucas is gonna sit there, watch Webby work, and just think and contemplate about things.
Okay.
Looking at all the eggs and is kind of thinking that Webby has grown up quite a bit.
Oh yeah. How it feels almost to be a father? Question mark?
Yeah. Kind of.
There's a lot of that going around recently. How it feels to be a parent. And this way is a bit stranger than most.
Yeah.
Very sudden.
Yeah. My granddad. Maybe. Yeah. For some reason, as he's thinking about, he's just kind of looking at it and thinking that, for some reason, you start thinking of some reason Fliss comes to mind, but he doesn't really know why. And then he just kind of keeps watching Webby do her thing. Just gonna see the eggs that had a interesting color. It was blue, right?
Mm-hmm. There was blue, and then there was a sort of orangey reddish colour.
Yeah, which was the same as Webby's.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna see, are those like progressing like in a quicker manner, or are they about the same?
About similar, but you know, due to their nature, they are a slightly bit larger than the others. And she doesn't seem to be discriminating between the two. It pretty much seems random, the way she's picking the eggs to be distributed across the web, across the small pouches. There's clusters with orange and blue eggs, some which are which appear to be mostly orange, others mostly blue. There seems to be no discernment between the two, as far as she's concerned.
They seem, normal and healthy. Nothing strange with them.
Make an insight check.
Let's see. Insight.
4. Everything looks fine. It seems to be progressing as normal. Well, as far as you can tell from spider biology, which you're not fully familiar with. You've got a basic understanding.
Yeah, just gonna remember of how Webby was as an egg and be like, yeah, no, that looks right. I think when Gronka got to Webby's egg, he was a bit bigger, but older, but he sees that they're not too big a difference. Right, and then you're just gonna sit there for a while.
Alright.
Just gonna keep her company before eventually leaving and going back to the tower.
Gotcha. Okay then. Shall we move on to another scene?
Shopping.
Yeah. What's Sayun doing right now?
Rummaging around the clothing bazaar looking for tea.
Tea. Okay. So, floating bazaar. It's a wide array of different stalls, different markets here. Probably looking for something in the herb market. I'll say you can go and make me an investigation check.
Yeah, I don't think the healer thing is working properly.
Ah, right, okay. I might have to do that manually then. 23, yeah. Easy enough to find some of the more exotic goods here. From silks imported from Ambrosia, from various types of golds imported not just from Tektahos, but also from far abroad, like Niobe is mainly the other source of gold here in this world. You also find various other teas, various other products like tea from abroad. There's a couple variations of tea. One's from Kitang, of course, and one's from the Kingdom of Panja, from the Kitashi Empire. There are also various other sort of home-brewed blends of tea that you can find, various infusions of local herbs and spices.
Sao is specifically looking for something from her home.
Okay.
As well as something that has a calming effect.
Ah, okay. Because
As well as one that is usually made for, or usually blended together for hangovers.
Okay. I'll say with a 23, you would be able to find that. There are certain blends of tea from various tea leaves that are familiar to you. One of which tends to blend a sort of herbal tea leaves with valerian, which is a common sort of it's a very mild sedative that's been used for centuries as like an anti-anxiety treatment. But it does lower inhibitions and makes subjects more relaxed.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I'll say you can buy a whole batch of that for like 4 gold.
Perfect. I'm definitely gonna get like some for girls' night, but also some for the road.
Easy enough to do. Doesn't cost a lot. I'll say
with 4 gold's worth, I'm pretty sure I could get enough.
Oh yeah. So just go ahead and mark that off. All right. Would you like to do anything else here in the bazaar?
I'm trying to think of like something else, but I don't really have anything currently. That said, I might have Sao swing by the Serpent's Cauldron. Mostly to look for like fun potions.
Gotcha.
Why yes, I might be looking for more mystery potions.
Ah, I see. Okay, so just again, we're not turning it into a shopping episode. I'll say make another investigation check.
Yeah, I'm unsure if she actually has them because the mystery potions were specifically something we bought in Cliffspire. So let's see.
Maybe you could find an equivalent. Who knows? 18. There are some rather experimental potions that Sifwatl seems rather surprised that you'd be interested in buying. The results of these potions are unknown to her. They're not typically for sale. But, hey, money's money. I'll say... She has about 5 mystery potions for sale.
I'll take 4.
Alright, so 4, that'd be 80 gold total.
80 or 18? Because I have trouble when...
8-0.
Okay. Yes, Gab, I have a few of the OG ones myself.
Alright, so you purchasing those?
Yeah. Let me just adjust my gold because...
Alright, there you go.
And then T... That's... Here we go.
There's your mystery potions there.
Yeah. And as a parting gift, Sa will sort of look to, what do you say her name again? Shuatl?
Sifwatl.
Sifwatl. I keep forgetting it's soft. Sa will mention to Sifwatl that if Vellum, the half-orc, she specifically mentions that, comes by, maybe give him a little breathing room. He's been through a bit.
Alright.
And with that, Sao will return to the tower to prepare.
Gotcha. Right. Dejar, you had something that you wanted to do here as well, didn't you?
Yes. I wanted to go to that scroll shop.
Okay. Let's just go to.
First, I'm gonna find before I do that,
Mhm.
I'm gonna try and find Etheria because I mentioned the scroll shop to her. I'm just not sure if she's around. I'm trying to find her first. Yeah,
Yes. Go on.
I'm gonna use sending here real quick. Etheria, where are you? Exactly.
See, everyone went to the tower. Where did she go? I'll say she's shopping. I'm in a market. There's boats. Why do you ask?
I'm heading to the floating, not the floating star, the what is the name? The glyphs of the ancients. Scroll, spell scrolls.
25 words.
Where that?
buddy.
Eh.
So there's an immediate reply. What? Finish your sentence, please.
Right. Sorry. I'm heading to the scroll shop, which goes by the name of the glyphs of the ancients. The one about the store owner I told you about that wanted the
And cut off.
that. Continues that.
Okay.
Nightmare Heart.
I'll see you at the scroll shop.
Okay. So I'll say, for the sake of ease here, you do eventually meet up together at outside of the Glyphs of the Ancients.
Right. This is
She
the
will
shop.
already, since she's been in the market, she's there. She's just waiting.
And the jar is just comes up. Oh, there you are. Okay. Yeah, I need to get better with these sendings. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it would be nice not to get 4 pings in my mind back to back. Just, I can only hear so many words, so if you keep talking, I don't hear it past you, what do I mean, and then just kind of, that's it, you know?
Oh,
You ran out of space to write on the letter, so to speak. Anyway,
okay then.
what
So
would Liska say? Keep it short and sweet.
yes, short, sweet, to the point. Let's go talk with the store owner about his interest for that scroll I want. About a certain item I gave you earlier about that. The one with the heart.
Oh, alright.
All right. So you enter through the sort of the parting bead door into his shop. You can see ancient manuscripts, parchments and paper have clearly seen better days here, yellowed with age, covered in meticulous script that the dim light casts by softly glowing glyphs on the wall. You can see various inks, quills, brushes neatly arranged on a long counter at the back of the room. Rare and unusual magical components stored in small ornate boxes. You see no one's at the front desk right now.
Right, hold on.
Out of character, this isn't the same guy you talked to the day prior that was packing up shop and leaving, was it?
No, that's that was a shard. That not this guy.
Oh.
That was
I
the
cannot
fat cat.
pronounce. Yeah, the fat cat. The black fat cat is gone. Vamoosed. I cannot pronounce his name. Goddamn.
Tequani.
Tequani. Okay then. I'm gonna call out to the back of the shop. Tequani, you here?
There's a long moment of pause. You hear the shuffling of papers, a bit of grumbling now and then. The telltale clink of a quill being set up, or being set aside, and then some shuffling as Tequani, this ancient looking gentleman, white wild hair, crack of his staff as he shuffles his way through to the front desk. Oh, hello again. You have returned.
I have, and I have a friend with me. Yes, it was, and she looks to the wall for that very powerful scroll that she saw before.
Indeed, you can see up on the wall, sealed behind some sort of glass case and wrapped in small chains, is an ornate gilded scroll.
Remind me again what was that you wanted for that particular scroll right there. She points to the one in the glass case on the wall.
He kind of struggles to remember for a moment as he scratches his temples. I think it was something to do with my research. Oh yes, a nightmare heart, I believe. Why do you ask?
I have a friend who's very interested in why you want that, and he just looks to Etheria.
Etheria will step to the side from behind her.
He kind of takes a
Hello.
step. He takes a step back. Well, you're quite a frightening individual.
Kind of looks herself up and down. Would it be easier if I were pink?
What?
Zishar is not. This is definitely trying not to laugh. The joke. It's a joke.
Alright, I just do not get many. What are you again?
Now look at Dejar. And then back to him. Peter.
Oh, you are from the Ragnarok, yes.
Yeah.
I apologize. I do not get many customers from Ragnarok.
I'm a little far from.
But you say he kind of looks over towards you, Dejar. You say she knows about the Nightmare Heart.
Oh, I think he's quite an expert, but I'll leave that from her to you.
I'm just a little curious what you want with it before my friend gives one to you.
You have one.
You.
Well, you see, and you can see immediately, as you've made mention of the fact that you have one, his mood immediately turns from this sort of dour, slightly confused old man to someone who's just triggered within him a certain subdued joy for like his his hobbies. This is certainly something that he's enthusiastic about. Well,
Grandpa got that dementia clarity.
it is for my research. You see, I am currently studying the extraplanar realms. There is not much known about the outer realms, you see. I am currently studying the works of Eldor Tithnia. He was quite a renowned planeshopper. I'm currently studying his works on some place called the Savage Fen. He made note of something called, I think it was called the Nightmare, or at least something that he referred to as a nightmare, somewhere within the Savage Fen. And I figured the best way to study what this nightmare is to find something that has been touched by it. I have been curious about the outer realms since I. Well, he kind of gestures around him to all the scrolls kind of pinned to the walls. Since I began my studies.
I see. You seem like you're a well-studied person.
Well, he adjusts his posture a bit and straightens his back. Well, I like to think so.
Now, I'll be honest with you. I'm not a scholar. But I'm old, and my people are older. We remember someone called the Bloody. Worked with the dead a lot. Do you know who I'm talking about?
He blinks for a moment, as if trying to recall some old piece of text somewhere. You talk of the Bloody Mad One, yes?
Yeah. And he has his little corrupting realm of death. I don't mean this as a threat. I know people say it, but this is genuine. I'd be very careful researching this. It's not much different than maybe looking a little bit too deep into that madman's research. When you're aware of it is when it can easily corrupt you.
To clarify, I am certainly not looking at the research of the Bloody Mad One. I speak of Eldor Tithnia. He was a renowned planeswalker.
I know. And she holds up her hand. I'm comparing it to something. If you study, even with good intents, too deeply into something that inherently twists and warps you, well, it will twist and warp you. The things you're studying seep into your soul and shift you around. Instead of a realm or place of death, it's one where all life is as if a tumor covered in spikes, thorns, and pain. And that tumor can grow in your soul. The thing you're asking for is a physical seed of that. And we got one from going and destroying a grove that was about to annihilate your entire ecosystem underneath. a corrupted. Would you say that was a lich? She looks to Dejar.
Nearly about to become one.
Yeah, there's enough undead there that in layman's terms, I'll say a powerful, corrupted corpse-walking caster.
Oh, you are the adventuring types. I see now.
Yes.
Yes. To keep it simple, yes.
I just want you to understand what you're asking for is the catalyst required for essentially... How do I say this?
You can see.
I don't know the words you know. She looks to Dazar.
You can
I
see
don't know how
as
to explain.
as you've been saying all of this, he's been taking this small sort of wooden notepad. He's taken a bit of parchment and he's just scrawling all of this down, just rapidly. Thoroughly interested.
Corrupting and
Now, when you say corrupting, what was it doing exactly? What type of corruption was it? He says,
I'll just say this.
continuing to scroll this down.
Feel your darkest emotion. I can.
Go ahead.
I got it. Feel your darkest emotions amplified and then twisted. Like a small part of you literally becoming, as my friend would put it, cancerous.
So it is an emotional hazard. I see.
Not just emotional. Soul and mental. You are literally being torn from the inside out.
A mind warping hazard.
And also, he's a good scholar. Writes fast. It also will shift your body, and in not a good way. Think about all the most painful parts of becoming maybe a tree, or a walking collection of rotting corpses.
Body
held together
horror.
by... Yeah.
Oh, and
you'll
it's
quite like
Interesting.
this.
Now, please go on.
it'll take your aspirations or your wants and twist them to its own ends. Let's just say I had a recent brush of a tempting offer. A tempting offer that made it very hard to refuse.
So very much like denizens of the Seven Hills, this force it comes to you promising power. I see.
Promises
We
you
are-
power. Yeah. Says that you're the only one worthy. Inherently knows what you
I
want.
see.
It preys on those who are weak and hurt, and offers you a place to feel important and special. The worse you are, the stronger it is. It breeds on that kind of suffering.
So it is
Oh, you're trying to say something.
the purest essence
Yeah.
of feeding off of insecurities, I imagine.
Yes, and if you're of weak of will or of mind, you will easily be swayed. Also,
Fascinating.
I need
Can
to ask.
manifest physically. I'm about the red
Oh,
things.
there are very few individuals who have studied this. How long have you been a scholar? Exactly.
Oh, let me see. He kind of writes a bit of mathematics in the air. Oh, about 150 years.
There's a very interesting. Her face is like she's trying to have like a doubtful but shocked face, but her face is kind of bland in the moment, and gives has a pensive of her lips. Would you say you've studied at the Shaman's Mantle by chance?
Oh yes. I did a quite an extensive stint at the Shaman's Mantle in my youth, yes.
Alright, that's the reason why you seemed kind of... your mannerism seems kind of familiar, since I studied there as well.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Tell me, how is their collection on ancient prehistoric beasts from the Akteshi Empire coming along?
Right now, things are a little bit halted. We are dealing with, let's just say, security risks.
Now, why is that?
I can't get too much into that. Just say that the less you know, the better.
Interesting. Was there any more information you wish to share about this nightmare?
That's all I got. So, from my experiences, anything you want to add, Assyria?
It takes the passion away from the things that you love, while dangling the hope of sparking it back again against you, so long as you serve it. So if you love studying and researching, it will make it feel hollow and unsatisfying. And the only way you could get any satisfaction is by researching the way for that cancer to spread, for example. And she's going to gently sort of lay her hand on his hand that's writing. It will take this from you. Do not look too deeply into this, because that is how it robs you of this joy. However, I won't stop you. I just don't want you to be lost, because there are people that specialize in getting rid of corruption and getting rid of artifacts. That said, I have an opportunity for you. You said you know about different planes?
Well, I have been studying the works of Eldor Tithnia, who himself went to other planes. But yes.
You like to see what happens when someone is touched by corruption straight from the Savage Fens? I could show you someone if you want. They're here in town.
Oh, yes?
You could be the first person to research them.
Oh, please, I would be most grateful.
She's gonna look over to Dejar and tilt her head. Found volume with an expert.
Yes, that's... You did very well, my friend.
Who is... Is this Valdemir, the one you wish to show me?
Yeah. Has a guy come in here? Do you know if Valum shopped here yet? She just quietly talks to Dejar.
And he has not. He's not of the studious variety. He's more of a... He thinks for a moment. Man of action. So he hasn't been here yet.
Man of action, not study. That captures him pretty well. All right.
Painfully so.
Yeah, you will get to see a small satyr child whose soul is partially trapped in one place, one realm called the Dream, while being corrupted by this influence from the Fen. No one else has seen anything like this before. Not even that scholar. What was his name?
Eldor Tithnia.
Right, Tithnia. For all his expertise, you'll be the first one to discover this.
Fascinating. I
She's
very much
stuck
look
in a
forward to this.
slumber.
Oh,
If you can give some insights on maybe consciousness bound to planes, then I imagine her father would be very happy to let you see her.
well,
Create a little bit of knowledge for access to learn even more. Sound fair?
well, it would certainly help my studies to know the nightmare's effects on the conscious and the unconscious.
Right. And you can maybe help us figure out how to make sure the conscious doesn't stay unconscious.
Well, I cannot promise you that, but I can try my best.
That's all I ask. Now, and she's gonna go to her little door and flips the sign over to closed. You want to go for an adventure?
Let me pack my things. Are we leaving immediately?
Yeah, it's the big tower in town where people give out food.
Oh,
It's not far away.
that you are with those adventurers.
Uh-huh.
I've
It's
heard-
not far.
I've heard a lot about them. One moment, let me pack my things.
Bring any magic examining doohickeys you have to.
You can already hear the various clinking of tools, various shuffling of papers, a bit of stumbling from behind the back room as he gathers his things.
Yeah, sure. Just
I will be with you. I
Turns
will
around.
meet you there.
turns around to Etheria. I see you used the carrot diplomacy, I see, to get him to help you and get what he wants, while not giving. He just looks to about that thing dead. So
What are you even gonna get for giving him such a powerful thing?
he points up as she moves herself just underneath that scroll case. A very powerful spell that allows me to, I think plane shift, I think is the name of it.
As you're pointing up towards the scroll, you can see him shuffle back out around from the back room. He unlocks the scroll case, gingerly takes that well-crafted golden scroll and gently shuffles it into some sort of bag. That's far too small for it, but it fits in anyway. Just disappears.
I see he has a scribe as well.
It is all right. I shall meet you at the tower. I have a lot of packing to
Alright.
do.
Okay. Alright then.
Sure. Be gone with you.
Let us be off, my friend. He has a lot of packing to do, it seems. And she leaves
All
the
right.
store.
So, it looks like you've gotten yourselves an NPC ally.
Thanks, Etheria.
There you go.
Okay. Let's see. I think I'm Tajal, you wanted to do a few other things as well.
Well, I wanted to also get that legend lore, but I can also talk to him later about that.
Sure.
But I'm gonna use some higher spell slots to do sending to Itzel.
Okay.
And let's to set up a meeting, probably tomorrow
Gotcha.
or this evening. I don't know which one. And talk to. Let me see. What's the name of the one that Talali dropped not too long ago? Give me a second. Older sister. I can't pronounce it for the life of me.
Akna.
Akna, yeah. Older sister Akna. Do something to her as well. Bring up my thing here real quick.
Okay, so first of all, you're going to do sending to Etzel. What do you say?
Archmage, I have a stolen artifact recovered in my possession. Would like to meet you at the earliest convenience. When it is available, talk with you.
So saying you have
The heart,
the
the
heart.
Tucht.
Heart of Tucht. Okay. So you send this out into the ether. It's a moment of silence before a reply comes.
So, you do have honor. Deliver the heart to Talali in the necropolis. She will see it returned, swiftly. Explain everything.
And then a sending spell comes to you.
I'll grant you audience. I have much to do. I shall meet you at the Obsidian Spire in Tektahos. Send word when you are there.
We'll be honored. See you there.
All right.
Now for this older sister. Give me 1 second. Let me find the sending message. I wrote this down
Gotcha.
weeks in advance.
Tell you what, I'll pause the recording here while you figure that out. Okay, so you sending spell to Advisor Akna, the avatar of Takanda, the chosen of Takanda.
Yep. I was. Talali told me you would be contacting me, but I have news. We found a forgotten druid grove, and it has been purified from any corruption. I will send a missive containing its location.
All right. You hear a reply. It's an older, reedy voice. I felt it in the winds. I felt it in the earth. You done a good job, child. Thank you. Takanda smiles upon you.
And with that, she's gonna take a breath. She's gonna look up at the temple of where Gonzalo is and think, I can do that tomorrow. I am too tired for this. And head back to the tower.
Okay. Do you wish to do that last thing you wanted to do? That other thing, the scrying.
Oh yes, I want to do that.
Okay. Let's see. Remind me how that works again.
Because I do have that old necklace of hers I'm going to be using as the focus.
Gotcha. Let me go ahead and roll for her. What's your spell save DC?
If I remember, it's probably 16. But let me double check it.
Mm-hmm.
Be sure. That's not the one. Let me bring this up.
Ooh, okay.
Yep, 16.
Okay, interesting. Give me a second.
All right.
Okay. The magic clasps your mind in iron fingers and pulls you across to the other side of the world. Oh. Come on, where's the music? There we go. You emerge deep beneath the surface of the world into a black cathedral of blood and stone. As the scrying spell takes hold, you find that isolated place somewhere within the Necropolis where you can be with your own thoughts, unharassed by anyone. A colossal chamber stretches before you. Its walls a tangled weave of black marble, shot through with pulsing crimson veins. Mist rolls across the floor like living things. At the heart lies a vast pool, wide and deep, filled with crimson that steams the air in cold. Floating upon it, serene and terrible, Elizabeth von Dragul. Her long white hair fans out like tendrils of silk, cloaking her otherwise bare form in a shroud of ghostly beauty. Only hints of her pale, statuesque body gleam beneath the blood, the crimson clinging lovingly to her flawless skin. She reclines, arms spread lazily, her crimson eyes half-lidded, gleaming with amusement and calculation. A thrall, just out of view, kneels at the pool's edge, his voice quivering. The Camillan and Nosferus bloodlines grow restless, but the fractures heal. Even the Malachi listen. Slowly, my queen, the unity you seek. It comes. Elizabeth smiles, a slow, predator's smile. Fools cling to their pride like rats to a sinking ship. But blood will bind them faster than gold or loyalty. She continues, her voice this lazy purr. Meanwhile, the High Chalice distracts itself with delusions of influence over Mayland, blind to the rot festering in their own backyards. And across the mountains, Balthazar and his Black Hand scrap with them for dominance over the Silver Kingdom. Let them fight their petty wars. It only hastens the hour of our sentence. And somewhere beyond your sight, a distant scream cuts through the gloom, short, sharp, a feminine scream, followed by the sickening slice of steel and the gurgle of blood, rushing unseen to feed the pool. The crimson waters ripple around Elizabeth, and she shivers delicately in pleasure. The handymen serve their purpose well, she purrs. Youth, vigour, a small price. And from the misted darkness, a figure emerges. A warrior clad in black, etched armour, a cold mask, silver mask concealing his face. No breath fogs from him, no heartbeat stirs the air. Only the faint billowing of shadow from behind the mask. His great sword, a blackened, vicious thing, seems less forged to draw blood. It seems forged to draw blood as cruelly and abundantly as possible. 3 glistening bloodstones pulse within its spiny crossguard, each one faintly bleeding mist into the cold air. The chill it exudes creeps along the floor like a living thing. The scent of blood is heavy around it. And silent as death itself, he kneels at the edge of the pool. Elizabeth tilts her head, regarding him with a mix of adoration and cruel satisfaction. Her voice curls through the blood-scented air, directed not to the armoured figure, but to the thrall. You'll spread word among the faithful. Julius leads the next march. He will infiltrate Lavoria and begin the campaign. The heart of Targovia shall bleed first. Turning her crimson gaze back to the masked figure, she purrs. My son, Julius, once broken, now reforged in shadow. Where others falter, he shall endure. His loyalty is absolute. Slowly, Elizabeth rises from the pool, blood cascading down her body in thick rivulets. Her long white hair clings to her porcelain skin, framing her with a ghostly, terrible beauty. And she strides gracefully through the crimson, closing the distance between herself and Julius. He stands. As she reaches him, she plants a blood-slicked hand reverently against the centre of his black breastplate, pressing over the embedded bloodstone embedded in the centre of the breastplate, her fingers lingering. It's almost tender, almost intimate. The gesture of a lover or a proud, possessive mother admiring her creation. For a moment, it seems she speaks not to the thrall, but to Julius alone. Her voice a silken thread that binds them together. Her smile twists a flicker of bitter amusement across her face. It could have been Balthazar at my side, Had he not clung so desperately to his pride and his petty autonomy, he refused the gift I offered, the merging of the Black Hand with our Ascendant Order. Now he shall watch from the shadows as you carve the world he abandoned. Elizabeth freezes mid-caress, her blood-slicked hand resting against Julius's breastplate, and then her crimson eyes narrow slightly as she senses something. She tilts her head, predatory and curious, scanning the darkness beyond the pool with slow, deliberate precision.
I'm cutting it right there.
You hear, "We're not alone," as you cut the vision.
Shit. Predator almost got me. Fuck. Oh, time to inform Victor.
Okay, gonna do ascending to Hans van Richter.
Yep. For what I've just learned.
Okay. And what are you going to say?
Julius marches on the heart of Targovia. Be prepared. Send word.
The connection is weak. Very weak. You hear a weak voice. I know. Trapped.
After that, she's just going to just put her head in her hands and go like, why? Why is this? You know what? Tonight, I'm not gonna think about it. I did what I could. I'm not gonna think about it. I'm just gonna go back to the tower and not think about it. Don't think about it.
Okay. We return to the tower. I would imagine everyone else is there at this point.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You
I think.
how is Dejal looking right now, actually?
Right now, besides the smile that was once drifting off her face, she seems contemplative. But as soon as she walks through that arch door, she's going to just banish those thoughts and try to feel lighter for once.
Okay.
Like she's amongst friends, not dealing with work anymore. She did what she could.
Now, question: Has Vellum and Angus had any more thoughts about how they might reach the steam hammer?
No.
Haven't had a chance to yet.
Yeah, we're sort of gonna go on a let's take a look see at the situation later. Angus was gonna talk to the smith since he's got a point of contact with them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we're gonna have to learn more about the beasts of burden they use for trade before we go
Okay.
thinking too far ahead.
So, would you like to talk to the smith then?
That'd be an Angus thing. Vellum could tag along if it's been long enough.
I mean, yeah. I think it's been long enough. Let's get you in a scene, bro.
Yeah.
All right. So, taking some earlier advice about getting the lay of the land, about getting information on the various trade routes around here, how you might possibly be able to either construct a raft, find a beast to lead you through the swamp, perhaps get someone to, or perhaps pay someone to do that for you. You have no idea. You're not familiar with the various trade routes around the necropolis and the kingdom of Banzal. However, someone who might be able to help would be Akalat from the Soulfire Forge, the individual that you worked with for a good long few weeks to construct that pike, Angus. And now you've gathered a fair bit of repute with him. You're definitely on friendlier terms than you initially were when you both first met. He's gained a certain amount of respect for you in your craft. As you enter the Soulfire Forge, the blue fires glistening from the forge in the centre of the room, you hear the faint tink, 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 with mighty hammer forging some sort of new weapon. He looks up. Ah, Angus. What you looking for?
Ah, hello again. I was looking for hopefully a solution, and you seem like the kind of man that might know. You see, my buddy here and I, well, the group, I should say, just went and did a job for the big man.
So me heard.
Well, they had to travel a bit and they took his cart to get there. Only problem is, well, big man used some teleporting magic and brought him and the cart back. The cart's huge as shite, lad. It's made out of metals and golds, and it's heavy as all hell. And we're kinda stuck in a swamp without the means to make the cart leave. So we're trying to figure out how to get it back to where we're supposed to be. You deal with a lot of heavy metals and shipments and goods. You're the closest person that would be able to, maybe have some kind of network or connection or merchants that would know how to perhaps transport the cart out of here.
Yeah, we've seen them beasts on the way in when we first arrived. I figured that's how you get your goods out, but we don't know anything else beyond that.
Ain't be the only way to get things in and out of the necropolis. You use the Tanzin River. That'd be the bloodline, the lifeline to all trade in this kingdom. We deal with a fair few large-scale trades now and then. You'll probably be wanting to find some sort of barge. Something that can... You're going to think to himself, what be the exact dimensions of this cart?
I mean, Angus rebuilt it, so I
3.
imagine he's got the things memorized.
I would say about 3.5 to 4 lads wide, between 4.5 to 5.5 lads long.
I do not know what lads means.
Not
This means
count-
nothing to me, Angus.
Oh,
Is it some sort of a dwarf thing?
sorry, it's a unit of measurement. A lad is about this big, and he holds his hand above his head with about an extra 2 or 3 inches.
Kind of attempts to visualize that for a moment. So about so it'd be about 10 feet wide, 10 feet tall, 15 foot long.
Hey, that's about right.
You're gonna need a big barge. Me do know one guild that do large-scale varying trades between Tactahos and the Necropolis. They usually take the Northern Line up. Sorry.
No problem.
We think you want to crow the drifting line. The best in the business. Make a regular part here in the
Drifting
Necropolis. Aye, the drifting line. We think they're about to make part tomorrow, if my scheduling be correct.
Well, maybe we can
Well,
talk.
Mr. Fajir, I think we have a solution.
Sounds like it. We'll just have to have a talk with these lot when they show up, and maybe they can be convinced to help us. And he'll do like the little money symbol with his hands, with like rubbing your fingers together.
They don't typically do tour guiding around the swamp. And if you want to do that, they're going to be mighty pricey.
We'll figure out something they might want.
Speak to what's his name, Sanjin. Tell him Akalat sent you. He'll know what that means.
Probably
Thank you, my friend.
Sorry, I was gonna make a shitty joke.
No, go.
He'll
Go
know what
for
it
it.
means that he sent you. Sorry. Well,
Okay.
one less thing to worry about.
So then what? We go to this, we get him to take the cart, bring us back to the steam hammer, and then take our magic from there? Because if he comes from the north and he's heading south, that'll take us south down to where we have everything parked.
He'd
I
take
think.
the northern line up north towards Tactahos. That way he'd be setting off for tomorrow.
Wait, just to clarify, Jenner, he's leaving tomorrow or he arrives tomorrow? I was under the implication that he was arriving tomorrow.
Oh, he's arriving tomorrow, setting up, and then leaving.
Ah, okay. Technically both.
Is he continuing his journey down south?
He didn't.
Is that
he's
is
probably-
that what he's implying?
He's probably going to be heading back north because it's like a bouncing trip between
Mhm.
Nectarhos and here. But Velen's thinking
I didn't know if
maybe-
he was going further towards the resort to resupply the resort or not.
Unless- I feel like the resort's so coastal that they probably just send a boat.
Okay.
I mean, we could
Well,
ask.
a lot of
that.
these rivers probably will connect if it's anything like Amazon.
Maybe we can ask the guys when we talk to them tomorrow, see if they do happen to be going that way, and if not, maybe we can barter with them to take us like a day-ish down to where we parked. As long as we make
Yeah.
it worth their while. No, probably not going to be too
Imagine if we
bothered
make
by
it
any
worth it.
delays.
Worst comes to worst, I'll make like a rune gold sculpture or something, and with the current embargo, they wouldn't have access to that. So
And,
it's
you know,
just
we've
like
also-
that's pretty darn valuable.
we're also replete with rare materials, so
This is true. We have some literal bargaining chips.
sitting on like ingots of elemental metals, for example.
Yep, yep. Well, that solves that. Looks over to Willem. Is there anything you wanted to grab while we were here? Good on supplies?
Maybe I'll take a look.
And that will be after session.
Okay then.
Yes.
Otherwise, I think we got what we needed.
I think
At least the next step.
pretty good.
Right, well, let me show you my ways. And with that, he begins to usher you off to the side of the storage room where most of the metal's kept, and we'll sort this out after session. But for now,
Perfect.
unless anyone has anything else they want to do, because Ducky's just left, and we have to put off quote unquote girls' night until next session.
What's night?
It'll be a good thing to open with as well.
Mhm.
That way everyone's fresh and ready for the chaos.
Alright. Anyone to do before we end the session?
No, not really.
Alright then. In that case,
Because we've beaten up by enough crabs.
as we...
Poor fella.
Yeah. As you begin your plans to set off on the morrow, as you begin your plans for Guild Night between Dajar and Zhao Yun, who knows what mischief they'll get up to. We shall see come the next session. I'll stop recording in 3, 2,